Faith shapes how we live, and it should shape how we steward our money. That's why 316 Financial exists. We're a digital bank helping people align their finances with their faith and values. At 316 Financial, 10% of our profits are given back to faith-based ministries, showing that everyday banking can be a way to live generously. With no monthly fees, free nationwide ATM access, and competitive interest rates, you don't have to sacrifice quality to bank with purpose. Learn more at bank316.com. Banking services provided by 316 Financial, a division of Primis Bank, member FDIC.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
After his truck became a meme, the community stepped up with a huge act of kindness. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. After his truck became a meme, the community stepped up with a huge act of kindness. Mo Riles' pickup truck was impossible to miss. It rumbled through South Bend, Indiana, like a story on wheels. A bright green Chevy Silverado that looked like it had lived 100 lives. From the front, it seemed almost normal. But from the sides and the back, the bed was crushed and buckled, scraped and dented, with parts that looked like they were holding on by grace alone. People stared, people laughed, people took pictures. Some even wondered if it was real at all. I thought it was AI. I didn't know if it was real, one resident said. I did a double take because I couldn't believe the sight of it, another admitted. Mo didn't mind much. The damage was the result of years of mishaps he said were too many to recount. Let's go with what didn't happen to it, he joked. And because Indiana doesn't require routine vehicle inspections, the truck stayed street legal, even as it became something of a local legend online. Thousands of people shared photos and poked fun, turning his battered truck into a spectacle. But one person saw something different. Colin Crowell, the owner of a local detailing shop, looked past the twisted metal and saw a man. I just thought, there's got to be something more to why this truck looks like that, Colin said. I just put two and two together that this is the person's only means of transportation. What others turned into a joke, Colin turned into a question. What does this man need? So he reached out, he connected with Mo, and then he did something quietly brave. He invited the community to care. Colin launched a crowdfunding campaign hoping to help Mo get a safer, more reliable vehicle. What happened next felt like something only God could orchestrate. About 500 people responded. Strangers gave, neighbors shared. The story spread not as a joke anymore, but as an invitation. In the end, about $22,000 was raised, far more than anyone expected. Mo was overwhelmed. That's the part that knocked me over, man, he said. Here's a human being seeing another human being struggle. And I'm like, wow, what did I do to deserve this? Mo had worked most of his life, most recently at a Dollar Tree, and he'd been dealing with health issues that make dependable transportation especially important for getting to doctor's appointments. That old truck wasn't a quirk, it was a lifeline. Last week, Mo took the Silverado on its final drive to a local Chevy dealership where he was surprised with a shiny 2019 Silverado to replace it. A safe truck, a dependable one, a fresh start on 4 good tires. But Mo said the real gift wasn't something that came with keys. The whole thing is not about me, he said. It's about this community bonding together. God is good. And maybe that's what kindness really is. Not the flashy kind, not the kind that goes viral for being clever or cutting, but the kind that sees, the kind that pauses long enough to ask why, the kind that recognizes that behind every strange story is a human heart carrying something heavy. Mo needed transportation, but he also needed hope, and South Bend gave him both. Because God knows exactly what we need, and he often chooses to deliver it through each other. Sometimes he sends help disguised as a stranger with a question. Sometimes he answers prayers through a community with open hands. And sometimes he takes a beat-up green truck and turns it into a living reminder that we are not meant to struggle alone. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2.
Faith shapes how we live, and it should shape how we steward our money too. That's why 316 Financial exists. We're an online bank created to help people align their finances with their faith and their values. At 316 Financial, 10% of our profits are given back to faith-based ministries, supporting work that makes a lasting difference. It's a simple idea. Everyday banking can be a powerful way to live generously, and you don't have to sacrifice quality to bank with purpose. 316 Financial offers modern online banking, no monthly fees, free ATM access nationwide, and competitive interest rates designed to help your money grow responsibly. Whether you're saving for the future, managing everyday expenses, or looking for a bank that reflects what matters most to you, 316 Financial makes it easy to bank with intention. Learn more and open an account today at bank316.com. Banking services are provided by 316 Financial, a division of Primis Bank, member FDIC.
Do you feel like God has placed a call in your heart to write, but you keep getting discouraged? Maybe you've dreamed of writing a book, but you're not sure where to start, or if your words even matter. This month on the Salvation Army's weekly podcast, Words of Life, we're sitting down with Christian authors and writers of all kinds to talk about why the written word still matters and how God continues to use it powerfully in His kingdom today.
So the act of putting pen to paper and just putting into words what's going on inside my head was my way to start processing the world around me. I found very naturally that lent itself to conversation with God.
I think it's important that we recognize something really beautiful and tangible about writing. There's a power in it that is created by God, who is the Word.
Listen to Words of Life on your favorite podcast store or visit wordsoflifepodcast.org.
These two mini Goldendoodles are the best part of this Wisconsin hotel. Written by Michaela Godoni, read by Julie Provost. If you walk into the Hilton in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you might find two dogs at the hotel running up and down the aisles. If you're lucky, they might come beg you for a pet or a belly rub. They really are the VIP guests. They bring joy to me every time I'm here, one visitor said. It makes me want to come to work, and it makes everybody happy, Daniel Levitt, a bellman and shuttle driver, said. The two mini Goldendoodles, Millie and Sadie, are owned by concierge Rusty Dollar. Everybody loves them. It took Rusty a year to convince Hilton corporate to let him bring the dogs, and they've been a huge hit. The dogs even have their own monitor playing videos of them, a sign indicating whether the dogs are there, and a sign that reads, all guests must be approved by the dogs. I've had hotels call me and say, how did you get a program like this started, and what should we do? Rusty said, but it's not really a program. It's just two pups hanging out at a hotel. I have people tell me my mom died recently, my dog just passed, and suddenly we're in this big conversation about life and things, and the dogs just sort of open up that door that let people enter, Rusty said. They sort of have this unifying factor that sort of just brings people together, unlike anything I've seen, Rusty says. Guests at the Hilton were already allowed to bring their dogs, so Rusty's manager somewhat forced the hotel to allow the dogs to stay. Millie came first and Sadie came later. My manager would be with corporate on the phone, and he would say, we're going to have a dog. You figure it out. We're going to have a policy. And he would hang up the phone and he would say to me, Rusty, just keep bringing Millie to work, Rusty said. When they finally got approval, Rusty was astonished that it lasted for more than a couple weeks. Rusty won't work at the hotel forever, so it's uncertain what will happen when he leaves. I don't know what the future is here, but I know what is done is very valuable. And I would hate to see it just disappear, right? Rusty says. But for now, the dogs are still around 5 days a week. What a charming idea. A lot more hotels should keep a dog or cat or two. They are bound to have plenty of room.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Hey, Ted, what do you want to do today?
Well, Ashley, I've always got work to do, naps to take. But I have a better idea. How about we invite everyone to listen to the Team Us podcast?
I love that idea. Let's do it right now. Hi, everyone. We're Ted and Ashley Slater, and we'd love for you to join us as we talk about teamwork in marriage.
We share how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together.
To listen, go to lifeaudio.com and search for Team Us.